Hey there, so I have decided to finally post again. So I'm going to speak about my past experience with the April 27th Volcano tornado and then give I guess I could say brief, not really brief explanation of the tornadoes, meteorological, scientific stuff. Starting it off with my personal experience, it was April 27th, a perfectly normal day in the beautiful town of Vilonia, Arkansas. I just got out of my preschool class, and my birthday was pretty close. 3 days to be exact. I was enjoying myself having fun, as any little child would. My mom came to pick me up around 3 o'clock to have dinner with my uncle, as we lived with him at the same time. My mom made me some chicken nuggets and fries in the oven, and I ate them and went to bed around 5 o'clock. I don't remember much other than that it started raining a little. Not much else but slight rain. I go to bed and my mom wakes me up around 7:30 or so. It says, "You need to hurry to Uncle's truck now. There is a big storm coming and we need to hurry to Meemaw's storm shelter. Don't worry, everything will be okay." I quickly grabbed my red Jeep Hot Wheels car and I head to my uncle's late 90s black lifted GMC truck, and I sat in the middle, no seatbelt, as we had to rush as fast as we could. I started to cry as I was super confused and likely might have remembered the tornado in 2011 too. I don't now though, unfortunately. Oh, I guess unfortunately. As we rushed out, I remember my uncle flooring the truck out of our driveway and heading towards Miami Malls. As we head there past a neighborhood, I look back and see this massive rain-wrapped tornado. I still have it imaged in my head. I could barely make it out, but I could tell that it was probably a tornado. The winds were insane, and I could feel the torque swerve a little with the wind, and it was pretty scary for 4-year-old me. We got out and headed to my Meemaw shelter. I could remember the loud winds that sounded like an F1 engine fly over the roof of the shelter, and I remember looking at my mom's flip phone saying no service. The cell towers were either struck or we didn't get reception in there because it was a pretty thick wall. I was screaming and hugging close to my mom, and she tried to calm me down, crying as well. Soon after, maybe 30 minutes or so afterwards, we came out, debris all over the place. In an entire neighborhood by the preschool was completely torn up. No houses except for a few remained. It was terrifying for little me, that's for sure. Traumatized me for almost 7 years. After I stopped being so scared of every storm, I grew interested in tornadoes and other sorts of meteorology. I look back at this and I realize and reflect, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I manage to get over such an insane experience at such a young age? Now, for the more scientific meteorology details, I would like to first off say that thank you to all the wonderful people who helped pick up and rebuild Vilonia over the years. You put serious time and effort into getting Vilonia back on its feet. People like you restore my faith in humanity. And my condolences to any of the people who experienced dread for losing loved ones, loved items, and other things you hold deep to your heart when this tornado hit. Now, for the nerdy individuals, I will try my best to explain this tornado and how it formed and got so powerful. During the evening of April 25th, the Storm Prediction Center issued a rare high-risk convective outlook, which indicated the potential for a very large-scale tornado outbreak. On April 27th, the day of the tornado, there was a strong mid-level trough that developed into a closed low-pressure area around the central high plains. Around 2 p.m. on April 27th, the Storm Prediction Center issued a rare 30% risk for strong tornadoes. Cape levels were expected to top out at around 2,500 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. Soon after, a PDS tornado watch was issued for the central Arkansas area where the tornado that hit Vilonia would come to existence. At 7:06 p.m., the tornado touched down on the Hines Cove in Pulaski County, uprooting trees at EF1 strength. The tornado rapidly intensified and struck a small residential area. 2 homes were destroyed, and one of them used bolts around the perimeter and was reduced to a bare slab, which is where my point comes around that this usually indicates EF5 strength. But it turns out that it wasn't secured with nuts and washers, and nearby cars were not moved. Unfortunately, 3 people died in this area. At around 7:14 p.m., The tornado struck North Point, Arkansas at around EF2 intensity, causing severe damage to several homes. According to Wikipedia, multiple houses' roofs were torn clean off, but the walls remained intact. And the tornado decided to cross Lake Maumelle. It debarked a bunch of trees and ripped foliage from the ground before entering Faulkner County around 7:26 p.m. The tornado crossed into Faulkner County and struck its River Plantation subdivisions at Mayflower. Here, it is estimated to be EF4 damage, as a two-story home was leveled with only piles of debris left. Unfortunately, one person died as a piece of debris flew at the door of her house storm shelter, opening it and sending the tornado's wrath into her shelter. Near her house, a power substation got ravaged as well, knocking the power out for a lot of people. Continuing towards the northeast, the tornado crossed Arkansas through 65 and Interstate 40, flipping vehicles and throwing road equipment, soon after starting to move towards Valonia, Arkansas. As the tornado headed northeast, it began to re-intensify like crazy as it approached the Valonia bypass, reaching EF4 strength for the second time. As it crossed to the bypass, some poorly anchored homes were obliterated and swept from their foundations, and cars tossed hundreds of yards away. Another home was left with only interior walls standing, and 2 mobile homes were obliterated and sent 2 streets away. Unfortunately, 2 children, Cameron and Tyler Smith, unfortunately lost their lives during this, as they were hiding under their stairway. Shortly before 7:50 p.m. CST, the tornado entered Valonia with high-end EF4 strength. This is where I seen it in the back of my uncle's pickup. It first struck the new middle school and destroyed the top floor and causing most walls to collapse. Winds estimated from multiple sources range from 190 to 195 miles per hour or 310 kilometers per hour. As the tornado moved through the town center, it destroyed many homes and businesses to only piles of debris. Or, I guess, bare slabs. Cars mingled beyond recognition, some either being stripped to just the frame or into small steel balls. There was also a lot of ground scouring, too. Personally, I remember the auto repair shop being destroyed, as I remember it being rebuilt. But other things like a dollar store, a gas station, and a fried fish restaurant and others were completely wiped. As it started to weaken, it passed Williams Lake. Unfortunately, one person named Paula Blakemore was killed in El Paso as it regained EF2 status and destroyed 2 manufactured homes. The tornado stayed on the ground for a total of 56 minutes, from 7:06 p.m. to 8:02 p.m., and traveled a staggering 41.1 miles, unfortunately killing a total of 16 people. It was devastating. It was the worst tornado to hit Arkansas since the 1968 F4 tornado. It was the first EF4 tornado of 2014 in the United States, as well as the first EF4 rated tornado to impact Arkansas since 2011. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If there is anything you would like me to remove or to add, I will be happy to. Thank you for watching. Bye.